So we're going to do a video today on us and how we met and how we got to where we are now.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Ron. This young lady beside me is April. The other lady that's beside me is Aaliyah.
We'll get to that too. My parents knew him a long time ago, and we met through bowling.
Like when she was born, I knew her parents.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. He actually used to bowl my parents, and so they knew him before I knew him, and I guess he was a good guy.
I was alright.
But we actually started like talking to each other in like a friendship around July or August of 2008, 9? 2009. No, it was 2009.
It was 2009?
It was 2009 because that was when I was bowling in college. Went to A&T, Aggie Pride. I was bowling in college, and that was my first year of, put that down. That was my first year of, after my first year of bowling. And so we actually, our coach was going through a few things, and she ended up leaving because of different circumstances. And he was actually one of the people I talked to about it because I knew him, and I knew that he was helping with the guys team, and he would know what to tell me because I was very upset about the fact that we didn't have a full team. My coach wasn't going to be back the next season, and so I talked to him about it.
Side note, I already knew who the coach was going to be, and I already knew who the assistant coach was going to be.
So little did I know, he already had more information than I did. And I'm talking to him in the bowling center about the fact that I'm upset about that our coach isn't coming back. I wanted her to come back. And I wanted to make sure we were going to have a team. I wanted to win. I was on full scholarship. I didn't want to lose my scholarship. So it was just a lot of emotion behind it. And meanwhile, he's talking to me about, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. And in his mind, he knew that he and the other guy that was coaching the men's team would actually take over coaching the women's team. And I didn't know about it. So at the time, in my mind, it was just me and 2 other girls are going to be on the team. We needed 5 people to be a legal lineup, you know, so we could even bowl. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out how this is all going to work. So in late August, that's when I found out that he was going to be the assistant coach. He was just volunteering as an assistant coach. We got a full team. He's traveling with us.
I'm actually doing the driving.
Yeah, he's driving us to all our tournaments.
Dangerous.
Really?
I can't do it.
Anyway.
I first want to because we trying to fill out the players, trying to feel how they want to take the games, and how the members want to accept us. Yeah. My apologies. Get long-winded sometimes.
Very long-winded. I love you though, babe. I do. You and all your long-windedness. Anyway, I know Aaliyah. Tell him, girl. Tell him. Anyway, throughout the season, we'd go to different tournaments, and while we were traveling, he and I would actually have different conversations about everything, bowling, life, the season, how it's going, and anything. And he was always somebody I could talk to. I was always somebody he could talk to. During practices and stuff, I'm always early for everything. And so he would get straight off of work and come straight to the bowling center for practice, and that would mean he would be there early as well. And so we would either start practice early, or we would go play pool or play cards, anything.
Yeah, I'm like my best friend.
You're my best friend. He's 19 years older than me, and so we never had any intentions in the beginning, for it to really turn out to be what it is now.
Yeah.
He had a girlfriend at the time, and I think I was in between relationships at that time.
Yeah.
And
You
I mean, I
had
was a
like-
junior in
you had
college.
like 4 or 5 people that were like after you. It was like,
Well, I was a sophomore in college, actually. I wasn't even a junior yet. I was a sophomore in college. And so, and I've never been the type to like, I could be in a relationship or not. It didn't really matter to me. So, I guess until I found him, like, that's when I kind of felt like, okay, this is when I finally got to the part where we were getting to a relationship. That's the only time where I felt like, okay, this is what I really want to be in. Like, this is the relationship I really want to be in. But before that, even like through high school, and you're a little extra. A little bit extra. Before that, through high school and everything, like I wasn't the type of girl to like chase guys. I didn't care about being in a relationship. It was whatever to me. So it was never that type of thing for us. And then plus, I never thought that, like, it never crossed my mind that he would have any interest in me because he's 19 years older than I am.
even though we talked a lot during the practice and the trips and anything that dealt with bowling, I also had a lot of the same relationships with the other members of her team. Also, we actually went out like after practice. Everybody's hungry. We actually go out as a group, go get something to eat.
We would go to CC's Pizza, and he would pay for everybody. Around January in 2010. 2010,
Yeah.
in January is when his mom got really sick.
Yeah. My mom, she never had seizures before, and she had a very first one in 2010, and it really hit her hard. She stayed in the hospital for a pretty long time, and it was taking a toll on myself because I've never seen my mom that way, and I was pretty scared about it. But she actually stayed in the hospital, and she was in the hospital during one of their tournaments.
And he didn't get to go to the tournament, and so that was a little bit different for all of us. The team all knew about it, and we had his mom and him in our prayers and everything. And we traveled. Our coach actually drove us to that tournament, and I kept him updated on what was going on because he still really wanted to go, but he really wanted to be with his mom too, of course. But he wanted to know what was going on with the team, and he really was rooting for us, and I kept him updated on what was going on. And then we talked on the phone, and we had our regular conversations that we would have had if he was there.
My girlfriend and I at that time were having some problems.
That's also another thing that we would kind of talk about. Because I was actually like telling him, maybe you should do this and that, and maybe that'll help your relationship. I was in college, so if I wasn't in class or practicing, I was out just doing different things. And so most of the time I spent was in a bowling center. And during that same time, there was a group that started up called Card Masters, where they played poker in the bowling center, but it wasn't for money. It was just because you can't gamble. So they just played for points and stuff, and they had big tournaments and different things.
Yeah, a lot of it was for charity.
And so he was playing that because he loves playing cards. He likes poker, and I wanted to learn how to play poker. I thought it was interesting, but I couldn't play because at the time I wasn't old enough, for one, and two, I couldn't. Even though there technically wasn't any money involved, no gambling involved, I couldn't do it because of my scholarship rules. And NCAA rules. Yeah. And so I would just come and watch, learn the game by watching, and we would actually play a little bit, just us two, so that I could learn. And his girlfriend actually played too. You trying to talk? But I thought you were sleeping. Other people in the bowling center, I think that's kind of where it started to flip for them, and they kind of thought that it was more than what it was.
Oh yeah, boy, they started talking.
You distracted me, and I can't finish my thought.
I'm not doing anything. I was playing.
So then in April of that same year, I told him, I was like, you know, it's getting to the point where people are trying to say I'm a home wrecker. You and your girlfriend are going through some things. I'm going to back off. We shouldn't, you know, we'll just go our separate ways and whatever. Just, you know, you volunteer coach and we'll leave it at that. We won't go out to eat with the team, whatever. And so we stopped doing all of that stuff for a little while.
I really didn't like that at all, but I understood, you know, where she was coming from.
And during that time, that's actually when I started a relationship with another bowler. And
I told him to. I told him to go for it. Yes, I told him. Yes, I did.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Shh, I'm talking.
Damn.
And it actually turned out not to be the type of relationship that I was looking for. I still talk to him. He's a cool guy. When I see him, we're not, you know, we don't have any issues or anything like that. It just wasn't the relationship I wanted to be in. So that didn't last very long, actually.
I love you too.
Okay, I'll just cut that back out of the clip anyway. All right, so stop. Leave it alone.
It's my arm.
Jerome and I actually started to hang out a little bit, little by little again. Started talking again and
Playing cards.
Playing cards, playing pool.
Bowling.
You got to do all the hand gestures to go with it. Jerome and his girlfriend were still having issues.
Yeah. We actually it escalated very badly, and I got to a point that said, well, you know, since you don't trust me, then we need to go our separate ways.
Not too long after that, that's when I kind of realized, okay, well, our age difference doesn't really matter much.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
He's not a singer. Anyway,
I never said
I realized that our age difference wasn't... Can I talk, please, sir?
I know you were saying something.
I realized our age difference wasn't much of a concern, and that...
I love it.
I can't deal with you. We kind of started to talk as if we were getting to know each other on a different level. And with the intention now on actually developing a relationship other than, like, a stronger relationship than just friendship. This was, you know, he had actually broken up with his girlfriend. I broke up with my boyfriend. We were both single, and we wanted to kind of see where it would go. September 2010 was when we actually decided, okay, well, you know, let's start a relationship. Let's see, kind of.
It was official.
It was official. And then, you know, people really started talking, and
boy,
my mom was a little concerned at first just because of the age difference, and it just happened so fast for her. Because, you know, she didn't get any kind of, I guess, like, warning about the fact that we were going to be, you know, together, because we had no intentions on it happening that way. And then plus, just because of the age difference, and she just had, you know, she had a few concerns. But all in all, she did know, okay, he's a good guy. He's never given her any reason to kind of, you know, worry about anything or anything like that. And so...
I conducted myself as a gentleman at all times.
It was never that my mom didn't like him. But, you know, she had concern. I'm her daughter, so of course she had concern. And now, good Lord, they're like best friends. It's ridiculous. He spoils her. She loves it. Oh my goodness. They're crazy. They're not crazy. I love them both. But, Lord, you would actually think he was actually her son sometimes. Not too long after that, that's when Jerome decided to stop volunteer coaching. Because it just wasn't a good idea for us to be in a relationship and for him to be coaching regardless of whether he was volunteering or not. So he would still support the team. He still traveled sometimes when he could.
Go Aggies!
But But he didn't get the opportunity to coach anymore. He kind of was upset about that, but he knew that it was what had to be done. Just got finished eating that Chef McWillis. It's good. If you live in the area, you need to come out and get some. Gillespie Golf Course.